So today I wanted to talk about outsiders, or feeling like you don't fit in, being a black sheep, or really, as I like to think of it, as being a lone wolf, because sheep of any sorts, black or white, you're still kind of following the crowd. So I kind of like to think of it as a lone wolf, because then you're separate from the crowd. And so you might be an outsider because you don't fit into your family, or you don't fit into society or the rules and regulations of that community or group. You may not fit in you may not fit in the society, but you also may not fit in anywhere. And outsiders are distinguished from outcasts because outsiders is more of a voluntary choice. They choose to live outside the confines of the society. Outcasts, on the other hand, are kind of shunned by the society. And there's a really beautiful quote that I want to share that kind of helps me to kind of understand where my place is within it all. So my mother once said this to me: the people who are in groups, they are islands. They don't connect with anyone that's from their island. But you are the river. You are the sea and the lake that binds the islands together. You may stay in one place sometime and then move on again. But in this way, you will hold the sand and the stones from the islands. This is the memory and the knowledge of water. And this sand you may leave behind on other islands, so that it may grow from meeting you. So I really like that, because I really do feel like that the islands, people get stuck in these islands and they only hang out with people with the same thoughts and ideas from that island or that small community. And so often you have these different islands, and one island may not agree with the other, and that they see, okay, this is my island, this is what my identity is, and anything outside of that island they're at odds with. But whereas when we're the water, we're what holds, we can hold these viewpoints of these different islands at the same time, and we can say, okay, I can understand that, I can understand this. Both ideas are valid, and we can sit between the islands, and we don't have to stay in one place for a long time, and we can be more fluid, and our mindset and our beliefs can change over time. They don't get stuck in one belief system. And yeah, I guess I do feel like I'm a outsider of sorts. Not really holding the same beliefs or really fitting into the society. I've always been a bit of a lone wolf in that regard. So it's this interesting sort of idea of, do we fit in or do we stand out? Those are the two real options, and if you do fit in, I think the reason why people want to stand apart from that is so that your integrity is not compromised and that you can live an authentic existence. Because in some way, to be part of the social norms is to be shaped by them in some way, and I guess people don't fit in anywhere because they understand perhaps the uniqueness of being an individual, and that no individual really can fit as part of a collective identity. So I think in many ways for outsiders it is quite a lonesome and lonely path, because we are walking it predominantly on our own, although we may have some people in our lives that we connect with who have similar viewpoints. Perhaps being set apart from others enables you perhaps to connect with many people with different viewpoints and understandings than you. Yeah, and often the way I like to think of it is, why would we fit in when we were born to stand out? Why would we compromise ourselves and try and fit into... Because if we're fitting in, we're kind of being like everyone else. So if we can live authentically, then we will stand out. So in many ways it's actually not hard to stand out if everyone's fitting in and complying. I think if you're an outsider, it's very easy to think, I don't fit in anywhere, and it's a negative thing, but I think it's actually a really positive thing. It's a real source of strength, and it's great because it means that you're unique, you're different, you've got something you've identified within yourself, that you're in some way unique and in that way special. So really, rather than being hard on ourselves or down on ourselves for being different, it's really maybe celebrating that, living through that. Your quirks are what make you you, and if you hide them, you hide that aspect of those aspects of yourself that differentiate you from everyone else. So I say you be you and venture forth to live a more authentic existence where you feel intuitively that you're free and you're different and you're unique. And I think that allows you to really shine your light and to help the world with your own unique specialist set of talents. I don't think we're all the same. I think too many people act like we're all the same, but it is actually just an act. There is a facade there, and we need to rip off that mask, and we need to find out who these people are underneath it all, because we can't have all these people all the same, it's not possible. They're changing themselves to fit in. And I think if we really want to try and fully self-actualize ourselves, I think we have to get in touch with that authentic sense of self, and we have to start living through that in a more truthful, honest and authentic way. And I think that involves every area of your life that has to come into examination. Maybe that involves having to change your whole life, your whole career, so that you can live authentically. I don't know. If you can find a way that you can do the 9 till 5, and it's something where you are able to be creative and express yourself and be fully authentic, then that's great. But I think it's a really big challenge for a lot of people in the world, just to not sell their soul in a way to the society and its demands. And that's kind of a question I'm always asking myself, like how am I going to continue living forward through this authenticity, and really I then have to set up so that everything maintains an alignment with my values and everything like that. So it's challenging.